Hello, marine biology students. Welcome to the second actual content lesson in this unit about hydrothermal vents and the deep sea. Now, this lesson is one of my favorites. I am super excited to talk to you about chemoautotrophy or chemosynthesis, or how these organisms get their energy living at the bottom of the ocean where there is no sunlight. So, with that being said, I'm going to start with the first question, which will be the same first question for pretty much every lesson in this unit, and that is, did or do you have a question or interest about chemosynthesis, or whatever the lesson subject is, but today is chemosynthesis, or how these organisms in this ecosystem get their energy. If you did or do, what was that question or interest that you had? So here's just a couple of people's questions and interests that you can check out and read and maybe try to find yours. And if you had a question or interest, go ahead and write it down. And I'm gonna go ahead and write down my big driving question or interest. And so I'm gonna say yes, I had a question or interest, and that question or interest was, how can an ecosystem thrive without sunlight? And spelling is hard. Thank goodness for spell check. Anyway, with that being said, and that being the first question, let's move on to the second question and a second really familiar format and type of slide. So here are two more images or pictures or designs of, I'm going to hide that, of different models that other people have made of the deep sea ecosystem. Visual models, and these two, I think, show chemosynthesis super duper well. You can go ahead and look at them slightly bigger in your screen as well, but I'm going to present them in mine. And the question for this section is same as last time. Which part of these models do you like, and how would you like to show that in yours? And I think if I keep talking, it will load faster. Maybe if I draw like pictures. I'm gonna draw a smiley face. It's struggling to load. It really struggles to load when it's recording. I might give up soon. Chase the connecting button. I'm gonna give up on making it load. Because it won't load. Anyway, so I guess we'll have to look at it in small version. So this one, it shows the mussels and the things with the chemosynthetic bacteria and them hanging out on the vent, and I like that. I like that it's showing the arrows showing where the resources are going. I like that it's showing this lovely handy dandy chemical reaction of chemosynthesis, where it's got the carbon dioxide, the water, this is the toxic chemical, the hydrogen sulfide, and then the sugar, and then other toxic chemicals produced by these chemosynthetic bacteria. And it also shows, I like this model too because I like how it's laid out. I like how much information it can give in a super brief, good moment where there's like that text along the side, so on and so forth. But the thing I'm going to try to do is I'm going to, oh, come on. Okay, I got it to reload and reconnect. Anyway, joys of technology. So, writing your favorite part of these two models that you would like to try to incorporate into your model. And I thought my favorite part was the chemical equation, because I'm a nerd. And I could incorporate this idea in my model by simply also writing a chemical equation. So it doesn't have to be a super complicated thing. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the next question, which is the first actual question, the actual content question of the slide, which is, what do most ecosystems rely on for energy? And well, most ecosystems rely on sunlight. In fact, pretty much everything you've ever eaten got its energy from sunlight. Actually, I guarantee you, unless you went down to the bottom of the sea and got one of these organisms to eat, everything you ate came from sunlight. Well, it was used the energy of sunlight to grow. So if you're mind blown about that a little bit, and this isn't a review for you, I highly recommend you watch this awesome TED Ed video that talks about where all the energy came from that's in your food. Because this whole energy transfer thing is true in all ecosystems. So every ecosystem, the energy starts somewhere, some abiotic factor. And usually it's sunlight. And in these ecosystems, sunlight is converted, or whatever the abiotic factor is, um, by producers into a form of energy that other organisms can eat. And then this energy works its way through the rest of the food web because everything's eating everybody and food webs are branchy. So, yeah, energy is transferred, not created or destroyed, and that's a truth for all ecosystems, including this one. So you can watch this really cool video, and it's super appropriate and accurate to this ecosystem, even though it's about sunlight. But things do work a little bit differently when there is no sunlight. So anyway, question 3. Most ecosystems rely on sunlight. Okay, so marine snow is another way that, other than chemosynthesis or chemoautotrophy, that this ecosystem can get its energy. And marine snow is the organic leftovers that drift from the top of the ocean or wherever they accumulate down to the bottom of the ocean. And it's, well, I'll play this little thing and you'll see what it is. I guess I won't play this little thing because it's being frustrating. Okay, it's working. So you don't want to catch flakes of marine snow on your tongue because, well, most of it is the poop and dead plants and animals. But two tiny animals in the deep ocean, it is delicious. This is nature's way of getting food to the places where there is no sunlight. It's basically the only reason life exists in the deep sea at all, except for geothermal vents where you can get geothermal energy. Marine snow that doesn't get eaten up coats the ocean floor, building up at a rate of about 6 meters every million years. So 6 meters every million years. So let it marine snow. Yeah, so that's how organisms that don't live next to marine vents or deep sea hydrothermal vents get energy. They get marine snow, these leftovers that float to the bottom. So anyway, describe in your own words what marine snow is. Well, these are my words, so I can copy them. They are organic leftovers that drift to the bottom of the ocean. So yeah, that is marine snow. And question 5 is a super quick and easy one. I wanted this big and bold because I wanted it super clear. The way hydrothermal vent ecosystems can thrive without sunlight is because the organisms use thermal energy and the mineral soup released from vents to do chemosynthesis. So this is going to be a pretty copy from the slide question. So they thrive because the organisms use the thermal energy and mineral soup released from the vents to do chemosynthesis. And please don't copy paste it with this size of font because that would be a pain for me to read. And I'm going to fix my spelling. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this here. Question 5 is a thing. And I will get with question 6 in the next video. So yeah, see you then.